So, this week's video is going to be gesture drawings. Now, I think I've done these before a couple times, but I'm going to make some notes. I'm going to figure out which each part I need to learn, and then I'm going to be back and break it down. Alrighty, so I watched a tutorial. I have a very basic understanding. I watched a video from The Art of Nemo on YouTube on a gesture drawing. Very good, very funny. Very much enjoyed it. And I'm going to explain the very basic, very paraphrased version of what he explained in the video, so if you want to go check it out, I would recommend, because he was very entertaining to watch. But basically, we're making an elevated stickman using weight, action, and space, using C curves, S curves, and I curves. So you're basically just using curves that look like that, and you're knowing where and when to put them. So I'm going to talk through this first pose, and then we're going to knock out a couple other poses, and yeah, that should be today's video. So let's start on where we're going to make our starting point. So first we're going to make kind of our line of action, which is kind of like this triangle-esque shape, which would be like a C. So that's our line of action. We're gonna put our head, well, not like that, obviously. Okay, we've got our neck, our shoulder, and our weight is on this leg right here. So when we go down, there's the hips. The weight's kind of on that leg. Then we got our other leg. This is very rough, I'm sorry. And we've got ribcage. Like I said, this is supposed to be just very rough and very fast. You're basically supposed to be just laying out the very rough, I'm looking for the word, essence, I guess you could call it, of the pose itself. So now that I've kind of very roughly explained what I'm looking for while I'm doing these, that's kind of all I have, and we're just going to speed through the rest of these and see what we get at the end. super perfect. I think I might do a more in-depth part 2 next week, but I think it's definitely a start, and I do definitely see where I need to improve. So this is definitely part of the learning journey of figuring out what works and what doesn't, and kind of all that fun stuff. You're not going to always be brilliant and great at the first try. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be definitely a work in progress, but I think there's a lot to learn here and what I can learn from. So yeah, I think that's all for the video for today, and I will see you guys next week.